It was an age that would not be dreamed of. And when the oceans had drunk Atlantis, and the sons of Mitra would spoil the blood of men, and of a king whom one day would sit upon the throne of Aquilonia, bearing a troubled brow. Let me tell you of his stories of high adventure.
Conan was his name, and at first he was indeed a stranger to me. I was now at the mercy of a brute whose sun-kissed body bore many scars of past battles, and yet he would not ignore the pleas of a desperate woman whom was seeking a savior to rescue her daughter from the hands of a cunning sorcerer, well versed in the dark arts. As to whom he was, remains to be a mystery. Yet he plans to sacrifice my daughter Lynn to some unnamed god by the next full moon. That very evening, as I prepared a warm meal for Conan, I could not help but notice his ever-watchful gaze of curiosity, seemingly as to how a beautiful woman living alone in such remote circumstances be quite possible. And I've never felt the need to explain myself to any being before. Yet with Conan, it was simply to ease his curiosity, for I'm merely a simple woman with the same desires and needs like others. All I could really think about was, how was I ever going to repay Conan? Yet it was quite obvious to me as to what I was meant to do being a woman. Conan would set out into the early hours of the morning, and I would worryingly watch him disappear into the distance. It was at least half a day's travel by foot to reach the Temple of Snakes, way too treacherous to be going by horseback, for the route was made up of steep, winding tracks, sharp, jagged rocks, and not to mention the deep chasms. And by dusk, Conan had finally reached the temple. And for anybody seeing the temple for the first time, it would be a sight to behold. That evening, Conan would rest by a small, crackling fire, waiting to use the cover of night as a means to enter the temple unnoticed. Conan would bring back to me my daughter. And as much as I wanted Conan to stay, I knew his destiny lay elsewhere. Sadly, I'd never get to see Conan again, only to watch him vanish into the distance once more.